What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Darian is Fishing. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail of this video, my rods are here. This is the first time I've gone and installed the rods. The rest of this video is actually, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you they're actually available now. There's all of them. I've got 39 available rods and they're gonna sell out super quick. Probably by the time this video is over, they'll all be gone. So if you're interested in buying one, click the link in the top of the description. You're gonna go to the Tackle Traps website. They'll probably be on the homepage. I'm not sure exactly where they'll be at, but they're $169. I said I wanted to keep them around $140, but to ship a rod is $26-ish to $29. So if you take that out of the $169, you get to $140. But the way their website is, it automatically does free shipping on anything over $75. So anyhow, we had to make them $169 for their website to work, but yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy that, support them, support Tackle Trap. They have some really cool fishing tackle. They're doing me a gigantic favor by shipping these, hosting them on their website, selling them for me. So I appreciate the Tackle Trap. I wish that you guys would go support them. They've got kind of limited fishing tackle too. Like when I say limited, I mean stuff you can't necessarily find everywhere else. So I'm gonna show you some of the cool stuff they've got. They sell a ton of Daiwa. They got a gigantic Daiwa thing on their wall. So I don't know if you like Daiwa stuff. They have a ton of rods and reels and really cool tackle too. So check out their website while you're there. But the rods are available right now. There's only 39 of them, I think. So you need to shop quick. I'm gonna go in here, show you what the Tackle Trap is all about, show you these rods, and the rest of the video will be me picking the rods up. So y'all follow along, I'll run in here real quick and show you what the store's like. All right, so we just got the rods separated. There's 20, basically 10XD rods. That's the big plug rod. There's 20 of those, and there's 18 of the LOB rods. That's basically a 6XD rod. That's the easiest way for most of y'all to know it, because I think everybody throws a Strike King plug. So anyhow, 20 of these, 18 of those. But I'm gonna show you around Tackle Trap really quickly, because they have some really badass stuff here that I think a lot of tackle stores don't have, which is really cool. A lot of custom colors. These are some of those classic colors, right?
Yep, those are the classic specials.
All right, so these are super limited. Is this all y'all got of these?
It is.
Well, that's all the whole world's got probably left.
Got some more of the gender specials in the back.
Yeah, so if y'all been looking for these, I'm pretty sure these are the last like 10 packs probably in the whole country. They got a ton of reaction stuff here. They got a bunch of robo worms, ton of ploppers.
Jigs.
Queen tungsten jigs. Okay, I've never seen these. So they're saying these are legit. Oh yeah, that looks good. Ton of different colors. Oh, we got bull sheds. Everybody loves looking at bull sheds. For some reason, bull sheds are not that popular all over the country, but around here, these things are super popular. So if you don't have a bull shed, you definitely need one of these. They got rats, bluegills, bull wake. We got a ton of megabass. Here's a cool frog that Carl Jochimson talks about a lot. Luke Duncan has used this frog a bunch too, called the Supernado. It's like a hollow body frog, but it's got kicking tails like a ribbit toad or something on the back. Oh, we got some of these guys. These are kind of hard to find. Swamp Donkey by Reaction Innovations. That's a cool frog. They got 2 colors of that. Well, no, they got 5 colors. Well, see reels. I know y'all got a bunch of cool Daiwa reels.
Yeah, that Daiwa, that's our pride and joy.
Also, check this out. They got all this custom stuff. I think it's pretty neat too. Custom little grips, little red. This just makes stuff lighter, makes your stuff look cooler than other people's. And if you look cooler, you definitely catch more fish.
That's right, for sure.
I mean, they got everything. Just pretty old Daiwa reels. I don't know a lot about Daiwa, but I know those reels look really good. I'm not personally promoting Daiwa, but I know they're really good. So if you like them, check them out. Check out this gigantic mag drop too. If you're looking for a super huge swim bait, there's a 10-inch. They also have 8-inch, 6-inch. That's kind of the size. That's the size that I've thrown. This is 6-inch. I never mess with a big guy. And they got the freestyles, which is weedless. These have a little treble hook on there. Yeah, they're almost sold out of these Scottsboro tackle swim baits too, which means that they're probably eating the piss out of them right now. And that probably has to do with Alex Davis posting about them every single day. All right, so that's the Tackle Trap. Again, the rods are available right now. The link in the top of the description. They're gonna sell out super quick, so go check out the link, $169. Make sure you shop around because this store is really cool. There's some stuff I didn't even show because they said don't show that. So just check out their website, dig around. You'll find some really cool stuff. But yeah. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. For those of you who have been keeping up with my channel and you know about my DIF cranking rods. So basically Quantum is the rods and reels that I use. I have loved these red KVD rods for as long as they've been out. Mine are pretty beat up at this point because I've had them for so long. And Van Dam is not with Quantum anymore, and so they're not making this rod anymore. Although Quantum is working on another glass cranking rod, I don't know when it'll be out, and I need one now. So I wanted to build a rod for myself and just have some custom rods that I like to use for crankbait fishing. Then I thought, well, why not build some extra ones and sell them to you guys, not much more than I'm paying for them. It's a custom built rod, so it's an expensive rod for me to buy. It's not like I'm buying a Chinese made rod and then marking a huge markup on it. I'm going to the guy's house who's building them right now. I don't know if we'll be able to see him building them today, but we're at least gonna go see his setup, I think. So anyhow, I needed some rods and I was like, man, you know, why don't I just buy a bunch of them and sell them to you guys? I know a lot of you guys also want some good cranking rods, so y'all stick along for this trip. We're gonna head over to Scottsboro and go pick up our new cranking rods. See y'all there in a second. We've arrived and we have been greeted by Bo. Hey, come here, Bo. That water you're trying to drink is probably not very cool. We're here at Scott Dobbins' house. This is Scott Dobbins. We're gonna talk more upstairs because it's extremely hot down here. He said there's AC up there, but this is just like a man cave, like a garage. Awesome express boat. Hannah was just talking about this, how awesome this boat is. I love that this boat has sea deck, by the way. I'm a huge fan of sea deck. I wish all bass boats had sea deck. Any bass boat companies out there listening to me? Carpet is the stupidest thing y'all ever put in a boat. Scott owns Tiger Rods, builds custom rods for a lot of people, and I guess you want to talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so I bought the company in 2012, and we've had very good success and have grown every year. I've had to slow down just a little bit. Went back to work full time, and it's taking a little bit of a hit. That's why it took me a little while to get there and stuff done. But I'm working in the mornings before I go to work, and we're plugging along, man. Things are great. It's the custom rod deal it's you know, it's got its own little niche and high demand, and you can build as many as you want to build.
Yeah. It's like, here's like the custom, I mean, all the components are back here. Cord, all the grips, EVA grips, there's the real seats.
So this is where I tie guides. It's kind of like you tack weld. I'll glue them to the blank. I'll tie my guides there. Then we move over to this machine. It's got a sewing machine pedal on it, and it rotates, and that's where you paint finish. Once the finish is painted, you move over to the next machine, and that's your drum dryer. So they stay on there for about 4 hours, climate controlled, so that gravity doesn't get your glue while you're
yeah, so that's spinning it, so the glue on the...
Right. So it just spins for about 4 hours. Take them off, don't touch them for 24 hours and let them cure. If you take the drying time out of the equation, I can do a rod in 45 minutes or so, 6 weeks.
Yeah, so we had a big project. I feel like ours was a pretty big project.
It was.
So we got 44 total rods is what I ordered. 4 of those are for me, so I got 2 of the big plug rods, 2 of the LLB rods. So I'm gonna sell 20 of each. And today they're ready, so I'm excited to see them. I haven't put my hands on them yet.
Well, let's check them out.
Let's check them
right
out.
Here, ready to roll. I've got them all backed up except for your cord. So the 7.6 medium heavy, that's the lob.
So this rod is going to be perfect for if you throw a 5XD or a 6XD or the C15, DT16. So this one's the same length, 7.6, but it's a heavy. So this is going to be like a C20, C25.
And I got guys that are throwing the A-rig on that as well. But for me, my big swim bait rod as well.
Wow. What size head?
You can throw up to a 2-ounce bait on it.
Wow.
So an 8XD, 10XD, they're 2 ounces out of the pack.
Yep.
So
I don't know if y'all can tell on the video, but they're all blacked out, which I think is really cool. You can't even tell like the wrap and finish is like the same color black as the blank. So you don't see anything. It looks really, really cool. And then it comes down to the sticker, which is kind of hidden and just looks like it's just there. Like you can't even see anything. Red right here above the real seat. Then you have the EVA foam, kind of a little bit smaller. I guess that's a little bit smaller. Some companies make this gigantic foam, but you're not holding that. You're holding up here.
Everybody's palming the reel with those low profile ones, and it's just wasted weight.
There's the weight. Yeah, exactly. Wasted weight. They have all that foam coming down here. So Darien is Fishing logo in the middle, red here for accents, and then kind of a smaller foam EVA grip. I love it. They look good. They feel good. On this video, I'll go throw these and tell y'all what I think about them. You'll get first reaction, first look at them. So yeah, I think that's probably it on mine. Yeah. Thanks, sir. So yeah, Hannah, you're definitely not gonna have a seat.
It's okay.
So you'll be in the back seat on the way home. They all fit, barely. Guys, if we sell out of these by any chance and y'all need more of them, we can get more built. They're gonna go pretty quick. So these are Scott's cards. I'm gonna put these with every order. That way if you're interested in getting, he builds custom rods. He builds really, really awesome custom rods. The thing about a custom rod is, you know, if you're a little bit shorter or a little bit taller and you say, hey man, I want a good jig rod, but you know, Quantum only makes a 7.2. I kind of want either one of the 7.1 or a 6.9. You know, you can kind of do whatever you want to do, and he's got different blanks that he uses for different lengths. So I'll put these with your order. You can check out Scott Dobbins if you're interested. So I'll put his information down in the description below if you want to reach out to him. He makes really good rods. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And yeah, we'll see y'all probably at the lake with the rods that are mine here in just a few seconds. We'll see y'all in a minute. All right, so this is my first time rigging up my new rods. So as you can see, I've been using these KVD rods. I talked about that earlier in this video, but KVD is no longer with Quantum, and that's why I designed my own rod. Quantum is coming out with a new cranking rod, but I've never used it. It's gonna be an Accurist, and supposedly it is this same blank, it's just white. Although I don't know that for certain, so I wanted to build my own until I was able to, you know, test out the new Accurist rod that's coming. I don't have any yet. So in that time, I built the LOB rod and the big plug rod, which I'll start earlier. The LOB is the first one I'm gonna rig up. It is a 7.6 medium heavy. It's good for any bait that dives 14 to 18, 19 feet. So I'm gonna cap that at a C20 or a 6XD. Anything bigger than a 6XD, I am gonna throw on the big plug rod. I think on a 6XD or a C15, C20, you're going to catch more fish typically than you would on a 10XD or a C25. The smaller ones just seem to catch more fish. That's why I called this rod Lots of Bass, because that's the rod that you're going to catch when you're going to catch lots of bass. You can fire it quick, it's a little bit faster moving, and things just happen faster with a 6XD or a C15, C20. Now when you go to the big plug, when you break out that 10XD, that's what the big plug is, the biggest of crankbaits, the C25. When you break that boy out, things can happen fast, but a lot of times you don't catch as many fish on a 10XD. You can't fish it quite as fast, so you're not catching lots of bass. Again, I'm talking very broad and very generally speaking. Now, obviously, you can catch a lot of fish on a 10XD as well, but that's just how we're doing these rods. So this one is the exact same length. It looks the exact same. There's no differences in the look except for big plug and LOB. This one is a 7.6 heavy. It's a glass rod. They're both glass rods. That's what you want when you're throwing a big crankbait, because you're throwing light line and you do not want these fish throwing your crankbait. You don't want them, you know, jumping and slinging your bait off. This rod bend absorbs a lot of that, them throwing the bait. So that, you know, the rod bend, the glass of it, fiberglass, it absorbs a lot of that motion that the fish makes when it jumps and starts shaking its head really big. It absorbs a lot of that because the whole rod loads up and it shakes as the fish moves. This glass bends. With a graphite rod, you don't get that really responsive, really quick action back and forth. So since there has been a lot of fishing pressure, I'm actually not going to throw the C20 to start. I'm going to throw a Rapala DT20. 6 cents one's just a little bit bigger, got a little bit wider wobble, and makes a little bit more noise. This DT is a little bit more subtle, very much more subtle, and doesn't make any noise. So pressured fish, pressured schools, places that a lot of fish get on later in the summer, you want to downsize your bait a little bit. So that's why I'm going to this. Now we have got to tie on the C25 and see what it throws like. So I actually have used these rods before. I've just not used the ones with my name on them. A buddy of mine has this, he uses this blank. The rods aren't built the exact same. I did a couple little things that I really liked on them, but as far as the blank, I know what the blank fish is like. And I actually have this same exact rod that's a 710 that I had built years ago, that I still use to this day actually. I just don't use it often because it has a different brand name on it, but it is, you know, I use all quantum stuff, so I've been trying to do that. So this is gonna be my first cast with a big plug rod with my name on it ever made, and I'm gonna give you an honest answer of what I think about it. So here we go. First off, I love the grip. It's kind of skinny, but it's a good fighting, got a good handle down here on it. Also the grip, the EVA foam is not too big. I didn't want to make one that came all the way down here. It was pointless. So here's a first cast with this guy. The launcher too. I love the launch. It's a really good throw. All right, now I'm on the bottom. I should have even thrown towards the school because there is a school of fish here. Feels good. It's pretty sensitive. I can feel everything down there. I can feel rocks, feel bottom. I just bounced off a rock right there. The bend of it's good. You can see that right there. Got a really big glass parabolic type bend where a lot of the rod has action, but you can feel this rod has a lot of backbone. It's a heavy rod, so it's got a lot of backbone. And it is a freaking launcher too. The rod on these glass rods, the coolest thing about them is the bait loads up the whole rod and it just slings it. Like it throws it so far. I like it, I like it, I like it. All right, now time for the LOB rod. Lots of bass. All right, this is again the smaller size 5XD, 6XD, C15, C20, DT16, DT20, that size bait. Super light. This thing weighs nothing. It's the lightest cranking rod I've ever had. It's a glass cranking rod. This is the lightest one I've ever had. So I built these rods how I wanted them, not to sell a bunch of them or put fancy bells and whistles on them that catch fishermen's eye. I wanted them to catch fish. I wanted them to be a rod that I could use and have one, be proud of because it's got my name on it, and I hopefully can sell a bunch of them to you guys. The other thing is I just wanted to be functional. Like I wanted a functional rod. On these rods, what you're not gonna see is bait keepers. Bait keepers add a little weight. Then you gotta put thread around the bait keepers, and then around the thread you gotta put epoxy. So even though it's micro weight, you know, that probably doesn't even weigh an ounce between all that. But then if you added the other sticker up here that says 7/6 medium heavy, good for a ½ ounce to an ounce, you know, and a quarter lure. Good, best line size is, you know, 8 to 12 pound line. All that stuff, you start adding on weight, and the more things you get on this rod, and the more weight, you know, you add onto it. And so a lot of people do these fancy these are called winding checks above this, what is this called? Not the foregrip, reel seat. Above the reel seat, they call it a winding check. And so a lot of companies will have a piece of cork right here or a piece of EVA foam. I just said, dude, put some red thread on there so it looks a little bit neat and just cap it off. I don't want anything fancy because the fancy stuff adds weight, and I did not want to add weight to this rod. I wanted it to be light and very, very the most badass rod I could make, to be honest. So that's what I feel like we've built. The guy who builds them, Scott Dobbins, an extremely well-known and well-respected rod builder. You can reach out to him. I'll put all of his contact information in the description box below, but again, he makes an incredible rod. If you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok even, go follow me there. But I will make a post the day that these rods go live. I will also make a YouTube video the day the rods go live, but the day that they go live will be the day that my website goes live and the merch will be available. Everything will be available on the same day. So when you pick up a rod, go pick yourself up some apparel or something else, and just help me out. I'm gonna have hats, shirts, hoodies, sun shirts, all kind of stuff, and these rods. So hopefully you guys will be able to get one. They're going to be extremely limited edition, 20 of each of basically the 10XD rod and the 6XD rod, or the C25 and C15, C20, the smaller size crankbait and the giant crankbait. There's gonna be 20 of each, so y'all gonna have to go really, really quickly on there, buy them as soon as they're available, and yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun going to see Scott. This is actually the next day, and literally as soon as I get done with this ending, I'm gonna film another video. So hopefully these fish behind me will start biting. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see all of you on the next one. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Turn on the notification bell. I will see all of you guys on the next video.